Shadow Finance Minister Jane Hume live in Canberra. What do you make of that, particularly on this budget morning?
Unfortunately, Pete, that's not a surprising analysis. We've been saying for some time in the coalition that the cost of living has been the #1 issue for all Australians. In fact, Australians are around 8% worse off now than they were when the Albanese government came to power. That's how much your standard of living has gone backwards under this government, which is why it's so important that tonight at the budget we want to see, first and foremost, that the government can restore our standard of living, our lost standard of living, that Deloitte Access Economics say won't come back now until 2030 on current settings. We want to see inflation come under control sustainably, not just band-aid solutions, but a sustainable reduction in prices. Most importantly, we want to see a restoration of our prosperity and opportunity, because we have to grow the economy in a way that's going to give opportunities for all. And finally, we want to see those budget disciplines, those guardrails put back into our system so that we can guarantee that in the future, budgets won't run out of control, spending won't run out of control, debt won't run out of control. Those guardrails are a discipline that have served Australians well for so many decades. They've disappeared under this government. We have to see a budget that's going to deliver not just for the next 5 weeks, but for the next 5 years.
So just on spending and discipline, there has been huge spending to be sure, but the coalition has matched most of the recent policies. So how is that more disciplined spending on your part?
Well, actually, over the last 3 years, we've disagreed. We've knocked back around $100 billion worth of spending ambitions of the Labor government. Now, some of those, unfortunately, got through the Parliament anyway, but that doesn't mean to say that we agreed with them. In fact, spending would have been far more disciplined under a coalition government because of those really important fiscal guardrails. If you allow your spending to grow at a faster rate than the economy over the medium term, over the long term, well, of course you're going to end up with deficits as far as the eye can see. That's why we want to see a return to structural balanced budgets over the medium term. Now, I would love to say that a coalition government could deliver that in 1 or 2 years, but so much of this Labor spending has been baked in, that's going to be really hard to unwind. But under a coalition government, you'll see a restoration of those disciplines that will take us back to a structural, balanced budget over the long term.
In long term, you mean 10 years?
Well, medium term, that's 10 years.
Okay, but they did get 2 surpluses. Unemployment is still low, inflation's coming down, wages are moving upwards. So could the economic story be worse?
Don't you think that those surpluses are such a disappointment? I mean, we said at the time that they were windfall surpluses. Jim Chalmers and Katie Gallagher claimed that it was because of good fiscal management. But if that's the case, why is it that we've now got deficits as far as the eye can see? Those windfall surpluses, unfortunately, have been squandered. They've been wasted away, and now we've got red ink on every single page. That's not good economic management. The only reason those surpluses took place at all was because of high commodity prices and because of the hard work of Australian families managing their budgets in a cost of living crisis, because of those high inflation rates and high interest rates. That's not good economic management.